Jammu and Kashmir following a recent spell of heavy snowfall across the higher reaches. The Jammu and Kashmir Disaster Management Authority has warned that recent snow accumulation in the higher reaches have increased the risk of slides, posing significant threats to residents and tourists in the mountainous belts. Authorities have advised residents to avoid venturing into avalanche-prone areas and follow official weather updates to avoid inconvenience. I have Ajay Jandial with me. Ajay, what more can you tell us? All right, we'll try and reconnect with Ajay in a bit, viewers, but we're telling you about an avalanche warning which has been issued in 5 districts of Jammu and Kashmir following a recent spell of heavy snowfall, across the higher reaches. Now, the Jammu and Kashmir Disaster Management Authority has warned that recent snow accumulation in the higher reaches have increased the risk of slides. We're, of course, showing you some really beautiful images on your screen of the snowfall there in Jammu and Kashmir. But that, of course, has also come with an avalanche warning. An avalanche, viewers, of course, poses a lot of threat to residents and tourists in the mountainous belts. And I have Ajay Jandial joining me with more details. Ajay, there has been an avalanche warning that has been issued in J&K. What more can you tell us?
Yes, we have seen that for last 2 days it was snowing in the upper reaches of Jammu and Kashmir, and especially in the Gulmarg and other part of Jammu and Kashmir. Avalanche warning have been issued by the authorities to ensure that people, those who basically even visiting to these locations, especially those are locations as far as the avalanche is concerned, they should not go there, because in the past as well we have seen that some avalanche took place in Gulmarg, in other part of Sonmarg and other part of Jammu and Kashmir in the hilly terrain. That led to some damage and casualties as well. So that's why this instruction have been issued for 5 districts of Kashmir, especially, so that the people need to stay away, and other warning for the people that, especially the tourists, those who come for the trekking and for other adventure.
Ajay, now other than that, of course, after the Pahalgam attack and the other infiltration attempts that we keep hearing about, what is the tourist activity in this season in Kashmir right now?
See, if you see that tourist influence have increased in Jammu and Kashmir, and after the Pahalgam attack, what we can see that the things have improved, the security have been ensured on the ground. Earlier, some of the tourist destinations that was totally barred by the authorities, and there was no movement of tourists. But now, even in these locations, tourists are visiting. So this is a very good step. No doubt that authorities on the ground, they are ensuring the safety and the security as well. But tourists also are now coming towards Jammu and Kashmir, and especially to the to enjoy this winter season and snow.
Absolutely, Ajay. Thanks for joining me with those details. And now the temperature in Ooty has plummeted below 0 degrees Celsius. A temperature of -1 was recorded in areas like Kuthirapand higher ground, which is the lowest region in Ooty, as well as in Kandhal and Thalai Kunda. Tourists have been flocking to the hills of Ooty to enjoy the extremely cold weather. These areas are covered in a thick blanket of mist between 6 and 8 a.m. Although the misty and cold weather is loved by tourists, the farmers of Ooty aren't happy. The snowfall has adversely affected the growth of tea plants, which are one of the main crops in Ooty. I have Belly Thomas with more details. Belly, what more can you tell us? All right, viewers, we'll try and reconnect with Belly in a short while. But the temperature in Ooty has plummeted below 0 degrees Celsius. And a temperature of -1 was recorded in areas at Kuthirapanthia ground, which is the lowest region in Ooty, as well as in Kandhal and Thalai Kunda. Now, viewers, tourists have been flocking to the hills of Ooty to enjoy the extremely cold weather, but these areas are now covered also in a thick blanket of mist Now, all tourists are enjoying cold weather in Ooty, but the farmers aren't happy. The snowfall has affected the growth of tea plants, which are one of the main crops in Ooty. So that is the latest development coming in from Ooty. The temperature is cold. The temperatures, of course, plummeted below 0 degrees, but at the same time, while tourists are enjoying the cold weather in Ooty, the farmers are unhappy because the snowfall has adversely affected the growth of tea plants, and I have Belly Thomas joining me with more details. Belly, what more can you tell us?
Vaishali, the winter has, made the Nilgiri district, especially the Talakunda area, wherein the region experienced heavy snowfall and hailstorms, is what we were being told, and the centigrade has come down to -1 degree Celsius is what we are told. So this is kind of unusual for this area, wherein the temperature usually remains within 5 degrees to 12 degrees at the maximum lowest temperatures here in this region. But now the temperature has dipped down to -1 degree centigrade, and it is the region where people are staying indoors and they are not venturing out at all. And there have been heavy hailstorms which are being reported from these areas in this particular. So according to the weather forecast, this will continue to remain until little over a week in January is what we gather. And the Meteorological Department has also issued directives to the district authorities to make sure that all these people are informed about these adverse temperature conditions, and they are being advised to remain indoors and brace for this dip in the temperature in the area.